Guys, welcome back to the show. I'm Bob K6UDA, your host of the K6UDA radio show. You know, from time to time, I have been known to bring you guys something that isn't ham radio, and today is one of those times. I present to you a small LTE radio that may or may not be something that you would be interested in, but we're going to talk about it this time on K6UDA Radio. Let's do this. All right, guys, before we get started with today's topic, I want to ask you if you haven't already hit the like button, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, share this video wherever you can, and leave a comment. This is not a ham radio. This isn't a GMRS radio. It's not an FRS radio, and it's not a CB. It isn't even MERS. This is called a POCLINK LTE radio. They call it the POCLINK Global Wide Radio. The POCLINK radio uses LTE. It uses cell phone towers to communicate. All right, going back to my old law enforcement days, we always wanted to ask the questions: who, what, why, where. So first of all, what is it? Well, this is a pre-programmed LTE radio. It uses the cell phone towers, whatever cell phone towers happen to be in what area, and it uses it very, very well. I could see these as being absolutely useful for enterprise, for remote workers who need quick, intermittent communications. All right. Now, you could see this thing is pretty freaking loud. And it gets a lot of feedback from each other when you hold them like that close to each other. My cell phone is AT&T. I can only use an AT&T cell tower. And honestly, AT&T and Verizon both absolutely suck out here where I live. I have one bar right now. This radio has 4 bars of self-service right now in the same spot because it can just grab on to whatever cell tower that happens to work, which makes this in a poor cell area very, very useful. These things are absolutely around here. They are solid communicators with almost no dropouts. The next thing you're going to notice about these things, they are small. They are about 2/3 the size of a normal HT ham radio. All right, the battery life on this thing is phenomenal. Really, really impressive. We turn these things on. I did a battery test, started this thing, turned them on a Friday morning. They ran straight through till Tuesday of the next week. 5 days, not a charge, not a problem at all. That was with, regular moderate use. We weren't on the thing all day long, and they were idle pretty much all night. But, the general kind of talk around stuff you do on a ranch, I was impressed. Let's talk about the buttons. You see the main button up here on the top. This is what you use to turn the radio on and off and wake it up from a sleep. Front of the radio, 3 buttons. There is button in the middle, the back button, and the menu button. On the side of the radio, you have your volume up and down. This also navigates between menus. Your PTT button. The other side of the radio has your standard Kenwood pinout there. The first menu item you come to is the group settings. In this, you can bring up a group list, create a group, or join an existing group. Next menu item is the member list. Press that and it will give you the members of your larger group. Next menu item is the settings menu. Within the settings menu, you have the display, volume, call pop-ups, all that good stuff. The display settings, you can set the clock. You could set all the other stuff. The battery information, this one's currently 83% charged. All right, there's a few other settings there within the settings menu. All right, and the last menu configuration settings are for Bluetooth. You could turn it on and off. You could scan for Bluetooth connections. You have a list of your connections, all that good stuff. Speaker goes from level 1 to level 7. I am normally keeping this thing on level 3, maybe level 4 outside. And I turned it up to level 5 when I was working on the tractor. Had no problem hearing the thing. USB-C charging on the bottom here. The radio comes with the USB-C charger. It's a nice bright color screen. You know how I love my nice bright color screens, and this one has it. So there you go. So yes, I want to get it right out there. POCLINK did send me these radios. They sent me the pair of radios to test and give you my honest opinion of what I think of them. I had some questions about the POCLINK radios, and I asked the folks over at POCLINK my questions. Here's their answers. Question: do the radios always come pre-programmed with the buyer's name or identifier? All of our radios are pre-programmed. If the user's name or identifier needs to be changed, they can contact us via email and we will assist in the modification. Can an end user rename a group? Users can create their own groups and rename them. Can other POCLINK radio users be added to the group if the radios weren't purchased or programmed together? Any POCLINK radio user can join a group created by another POCLINK user. The group admin will need to share the group password. There's a SIM card on the radio, assuming they use cell towers to communicate. How do you access in remote areas without cell phone service? These radios operate on LTE networks, providing performance superior to that of cell phones. We support all major carriers, not just one, using a different technology than phones, which results in a stronger and more stable signals. There you have it. Some of the answers to some of my questions from POCLINK. I know everybody's first question, how much are they? So you get 2 of these things for $359, 3 of them for $449, 4-pack, $630, and a 6-pack for your larger enterprises for $819. And I believe they said that you can hook up to 100 users. They say families. If you're the average family with kids at home and everybody's living in the same house or even in the same neighborhood, I would say probably not. FRS or GMRS is going to be far more economical. For outdoor, they say is a good use for it. I can see this radio system being used for, say, ski patrol or maybe search and rescue. I guess if you have them, you can use them outdoors. if you're hiking or something, as long as you're not in such a remote area that there's no cell phone service. Emergencies. I'm going to say, uh, in the case of this emergency, where the child is down, unless your first responders have one of these things also, I don't see that as a possibility. Logistics. Now, this enterprise kind of things, businesses, organizations, this is where I see this as an absolute uh, winner. I could see this being a really, really big benefit in trucking services or trucking companies, logistics companies, where you have uh, many employees in different locations. This makes it very easy to call one guy or call everybody. That is where I see this as a big benefit. On the farm, yeah, we've actually started using these radios here on the K6UDA ranch, using them out on the farm. I mean, I drive out on the tractors or on the side by side to, I'm not going to say like super remote areas, but we've got a 6-acre ranch here. All right, the pros and the cons here. What I like about these things, number one, they are super simple to use. There's no programming, there's no channels that Mrs. K6UDA or somebody who's not familiar with radios has to worry about. You turn it on and it works. They're very listenable. I keep mine at a volume level of 3 or 4 normally, and the volume goes up to 7, which is super, super loud. I can keep this thing on my hip. I could put it in my pocket and I can just hear it. I could take the belt clip off of this and it's very concealable. I can just stuff it in my pocket. Mrs. K6UDA can put it in her purse. No fuss, no muss. And when it's in my pocket, it doesn't scream radio dork. The battery life, like I said before, I tested this thing under real life conditions. It's got a ton of standby time. You don't have to worry about charging the thing up every day or every 2 days. This thing will run a week. It'll run a week at a time. Very, very impressive battery. Probably one of the best features of this is it has built-in end-to-end AES encryption. Um, and the fact that POCLINK doesn't store any data is very, very nice if you're worried about, say, a tyrannical government or corporate espionage. And it works on all cell phone carriers, so I'm not locked into AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, or any other one carrier. It'll just pick up whatever it needs to pick up from whatever cell phone tower happens to be close. All right, the things that I'm not so happy about this, I created a group on this radio. And one of the radios, when I turn it on, it always goes to this new group that I created, and I can't stop it from doing that. It takes several tries from me to switch it from the new group that I created to the original group that it shipped with. The website states that it's built for harsh conditions from minus 60C to plus 60C, but I see no IP rating. I have no idea if this thing is going to hold up in the snow, in the rain, if I can just, hang it on my hip if it's pouring rain or snowing. And if I happen to be hiking with this and I take a little dunk into a creek, is this thing gonna just quit working on me? The cost, uh, $359 for a set of two. And honestly, I don't know why you would buy one unless you're just adding to an existing group, because one of these is going to do you really no good. You need a set of two. $360. That's $180 a radio. They are not cheap. On the website, they spout no monthly fees, no contracts, no subscriptions ever. That's their big thing. Rapid radios, they did the same thing. Year one, the service is 100% free. It covers all your cellular data costs. After the first year, it's $50 per year per radio. They say that is significantly lower than other providers who are charging $100 or more. They charge you $50 per radio to keep the system active after the first year. That's $100 for the pair of radios. In my math, divided by 12, that is $8.33 per month. Whichever way you work it out, that's a monthly charge. You can either, you're not going to pay it per month, but if you amortize it over the month, you're paying $8.33 per month for the privilege of having this radio. It's hardly going to break the bank. I mean, yeah, it's $8, but I don't have to pay a yearly fee or a monthly fee or anything like that, or a service fee to run on ham radio or GMRS. So what happens if POCLINK goes away? I mean, maybe they don't hit their subscriber numbers and the parent company decides we're going to shut it down. What if they do hit their subscriber numbers and their parent company decides to sell them off to, say, Rapid Radios or some other company, or maybe Yaesu buys them? Who knows? But what happens to the current subscribers if POCLINK ceases to be POCLINK? Are we still able to access the system? Do our radios become bricks? I don't know. Those are my big questions, gripes about this radio system. Guys, everybody is looking for that one size fits all tool. And let me tell you, it doesn't exist. Different tools for different missions. I have a box full of different tools to do different jobs on cars, on the stuff around here. Likewise, I have lots of different radios to do different kinds of radio and communications missions. I have tried to find the one size fits all my entire life. It just doesn't exist. If you're a hardcore ham radio user, this just might not be the one for you. Likewise, if you're a hardcore GMRS guy, this might not be the tool for you. But if you have the right mission, this just might do it for you. I'm not going to tell you to buy it, but I am going to tell you it's here, it's available, it does work, it does do what they say it does. Hey, if you want to buy it, please, I have an affiliate link. I'm going to put it down below in the description. Follow that affiliate link, it'll help me out. And until we get together the next time, I'm Bob, K6UDA. I'm out of here, 7-3.